Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about travel strollers and all the accessories and gear that you can get for them. If you already have a travel stroller or you're looking to get one, you're gonna find out that there aren't a lot of storage options. So while travel strollers are small, compact, lightweight, which makes them so great, they're lacking in the storage department, which I understand because lacking all those storage things is what makes them compact and lightweight. But we as parents know that we need the storage for our stuff. And the younger the kid you have, the more stuff you have and the more storage you need. So I'm just gonna go through all the things that I have for my travel stroller that make my life so much easier. And if you're new here, I'm Allison. I like to make content about Disney World and tips for traveling with your family, as well as some vlogs from our own family trips. So if that is content that you are interested in seeing more of, definitely subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. So let's get into my favorite gear that I use for my travel stroller. So I am currently using the Zoe Traveler, and I actually have a full review video on the Zoe Traveler, and I will link that down below if you are interested in seeing that. So what I'm going to talk about first are the attachments that I like to put on my stroller. So first on the side, I have this sling bag. I'm going to take that out for a second. I have this sling bag, which it does have a Mickey on it, but you can find ones that don't have anything on them. Actually, the Zoe website actually has their own version of this that's just plain. As you can see, there's some stuff in here. But this sling bag is really just so great for everyday use because you can just stick anything you want in here. Anything for your kid or for you, anything you want. You know, you could put toys or snacks, anything in here. This really is just such a nice catch-all, and it very easily attaches to your stroller. There's a Velcro strap here, as well as Velcro strap down here. So depending on how your stroller is laid out will kind of depend on the best placement for this, but I like to have it closer to my kids so they can just easily go in and out of it if they need to. And since we're right here, we're gonna talk about these little bands. So my stroller, as you can see, has a snack tray. It actually didn't come with this snack tray. It came with just like a regular belly bar. But what's great about Zoe is that they do have these attachments that are made for the stroller. So if you don't have that option and you just have the belly bar without a tray, you can get a universal tray that can attach to your belly bar. And even with this, or even if you don't want to get an attachment, these little bungees are so great because as you can see, I have a little snack cup connected to it. And these are the kinds where like your snack is not going to fall out. So even if your kid had it like in here, you know, it would be easily reachable for them to just grab it. And then if they drop it, it's not going anywhere and the snack is not going anywhere. So that makes this really great. And you don't even have to have the snack cup on here. You can also have like a toy or, you know, a little fan on here if you really wanted to. And then on this side, this one actually connects to straps around a water bottle. So the same thing, you know, you can have it, even though the water bottle is in the cup holder, they can easily be knocked over, and this prevents them from being lost or dropping direct. I mean, they still could drop directly on the ground depending on how hard it's thrown off, but it's not going to go anywhere. You're not going to lose it. So you can, these actually came in like a pack of 3. So you can have like multiple ones along the side, maybe one for a snack cup, one for toys. And when they're not using them, they can very easily stick them right in here with it still attached, which makes it great. So we're gonna move around to the back. And this bag I absolutely love because it hooks right onto the back. As you can see, there's just little clips. So what I love most about this bag is that it has a huge storage pocket. And actually in here, I have a wet bag that has the stroller rain cover on it, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I can fit so much more in here, as you can see. And what's also great about these is that it has these little side pockets as well that you can put other things in. They have one on each side, which just gives you so much storage options. So we're gonna snap that up. And then this also has two little cup holders, which, let me get my water bottle. So this is my son's water bottle, and it fits perfectly in there, as you can see. And then I also have a bigger, my big water bottle, and that also fits perfectly in there. Now on this stroller, they actually come with a cup holder attachment, which is so great. This is one of the reasons why I purchased this stroller, where it can come off, and I do recommend taking it off when you are like traveling on an airplane or something with it, because it can like snap. But this piece that it's attached to is connected to the stroller. So when this is on, it becomes super sturdy, whereas those other universal cup holders will kind of like be very, you know, floppy. It could, your water bottle could fall out, but it's perfect. I mean, this is a big water bottle and it fits very nicely in there. So sometimes what I do is, if I'm going to be getting like, you know, maybe like a coffee or a different type of drink that has those like paper or plastic cups that you're not gonna wanna put in here, because if you try to put something like that in here, it's just gonna like crush it, and it's gonna be really hard to get in and out. So what I do is I then put my water bottle in here, and then I can put my coffee or whatever drink I'm getting extra in here, because it's a little bit more sturdy to have those like restaurant style cups in here instead. So speaking about this bag on here, and another reason why I absolutely love it, and also it's really only going to work properly for this type of stroller, because when you fold it up, and I'm going to show you in a second, you're going to want to use this bag with a stroller where the handlebar stays up in an upright position when it folds. Otherwise, this whole thing is going to get flopped and turned on its side, and everything's going to come out of it. And that's actually what I love about this bag, is that I can keep all of my things in here even when my stroller is folded up. I don't need to have like a separate diaper bag or like a giant backpack that I need to take off every time I want to fold up the stroller. So that makes it really great. So speaking about putting a bunch of things in here, we do also have to keep in mind that with travel strollers, a lot of times they can become unbalanced when you have a lot of items on the back, on the stroller bar. So what I like to do, sorry, don't mind the garbage in here, but what I like to do is I actually like to have a bag on the bottom that just has like extra things in it, you know, maybe like extra snacks, whatever, just to give some weight down here, so that when my child comes out of the stroller, it's not tipping backwards. It gives it that weight that you need in a travel stroller. But, you know, you might want to put things down there that you don't really need all the time, you know, and just keep the things that you want accessible in this one. So also on my stroller bar, I like to have these little carabiners. They're actually not little, they're pretty big carabiners, but they can work in multiple ways. I actually have one on each side, and they can work with, you know, if you're shopping, you can put like a bag on here. You can put any other types of bags on there. They can carry other water bottles, really anything that has a hook and can go on and can clip on here, you can use this for. And also what's really great about these ones in particular is that they have like a padded area here. So when my son's 3.5, so when he's not in his stroller and he feels like he wants to walk, he can actually hold on to this piece right here while we're walking, and that way he has a place to hold on to. I know he's safe right there holding on, and you know, we can continue on our way. So these are really, really great to have. They're so multi-purpose, and you can use them in so many different ways. So up here I have a stroller fan, and I like to keep my stroller fan up here to blow on myself. If you have a younger kid who isn't going to use like their own fans, you might want to get a second one to strap onto here for your child if you're in a hot area. My son actually likes to, like I said, we like to go to Disney World, so this is why we have a lot of like fans and stuff, but you can go to other locations that are hot as well. So you can actually use one of these bungees to hook on like another fan or something like that for your kid. But if your kid's not going to use their own fan, you might want to get, like I said, another one of the stroller fans to attach one on here for your kid, and then another one up here for yourself. It's really, really nice to have this fan to be hands-free while you're pushing your stroller. So like I mentioned before, I do like to keep a rain cover in this pocket, and I do highly suggest bringing a stroller cover anywhere you're going if you're going to be with your stroller and without like a car nearby or someplace nearby, because when you are caught in the rain, the last thing you want is not only for your child to get soaked, but for your stroller to get soaked. Strollers are expensive. You have things on them that you don't want to get wet. So it's really, really recommended to get a stroller rain cover. So that is what I like to keep in this bag for those purposes. And I do like to keep it in a wet bag, obviously, so when we're done using it, we can just you know, fold it up and put it back in the wet bag so that it's not going to get everything else soaking wet. And while we're talking about weather, and if it's not raining or if it's not hot, there's a chance that you are located in a place that is cold, and you can get those like winter foot muffs that like kind of attach to the bottom of the stroller so that your baby or your child kind of like sits in there and it's surrounding them. Those work great for babies, but once your child is big enough where their feet are even just extended a little bit over the seat, those foot muffs are not going to work anymore. They're going to be too small. Your child's going to be scrunched up. So what I like to do instead is have a stroller blanket. Now this one I love because it folds up into its own little pouch, and it has a hook on it, so you can just hook it on to your stroller like so, or you can keep it in one of the accessory bags or underneath. And what I love about this is that when it unzips, you can actually attach it to your stroller so that your child can't kick it off. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. It just very easily zips open, and you just pull it out like so. And now we've got a nice, decently sized, because you also don't want it to be too big or else it's going to be like dragging on the floor or getting caught in the wheels. So this is a really great size, and like I said, it has these Velcro pieces that attach to your stroller. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to pretend that my kid is in here, and you can just simply attach it to your bars. You know, anywhere. And then they have this blanket here. I'll give you a little bit more of a close-up. So as you can see, they now have this blanket that is attached to the stroller. It's gonna come up nice and high on them and then come down just enough so that it's not gonna touch the ground or get caught in the wheels, which is perfect. So they can't kick it off. You know, you're not gonna lose it, it's not gonna come off, and it's gonna keep them nice and warm. So I also like to have things like accessories and things like that that can easily attach to the handlebars. I definitely recommend doing that. Like this here is, it's a wipes container. You just stick wipes in here, and what I love about these ones is that they can easily hook onto your stroller so that you can use them anytime you need to. Now I actually have two of these. One actually stays with the diapers in the diaper area, and this one stays on the stroller because you know what, sometimes you need wet wipes even when you're not changing a diaper. You could have some messy faces, there could be a spill, so it's always just nice to have these wet wipes available for really anybody. I mean, there's been times when I need to wipe my hands or anything like that, and these come so in handy to just have it right here. You can also get like hand sanitizers that can easily attach, or anything that can attach to your stroller. But if you do have a bag like mine, you know, you can very easily stick things in these little side pockets that are easily accessible. Like, I like to keep sunscreen, hand sanitizer, first aid kits, you know, things that we might need. You know, it makes it nice and easily accessible for your everyday must need items to be right in this pocket. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I fold up. Wow, it's a little bit windy right now. I am going to fold up the stroller now to really demonstrate how great this bag is, and what I mean when I say that it should be with strollers that fold up with the handlebars facing upwards. I'm gonna take the fan off. You know, and that's the thing, is that like a lot of the accessories that you have on the bar can stay on, like the bag, and even like the side bag can stay on. You know, I put anything that I had attached to those bungee cords, I just stuff them in that side bag. I stuff them in there when I'm gonna fold up the stroller, so you can really keep a lot of things attached to the stroller when you're going to fold it up. So for this stroller, all I need to do is push this button here, and I'm gonna just glide it down. So I'm gonna see, it's very easily lifted up, but this is what I mean about having a stroller that has the handlebars up. Because look, this bag is completely the way it was. It doesn't move, it doesn't change. And even when I set this down, the bag is the exact size as the stroller when it's folded up. So it's not leaning on the ground, it's not dragging on the ground. It just makes it so easy to just fold it up and leave everything in here that I need to leave in here, and I don't have to worry about unclipping a giant backpack and throwing it over my shoulder every time that I need to fold up the stroller. Now, I do need to take out that bag that's underneath the stroller, but like I said, it's gonna be a very small bag, so that's just gonna be like a nice little shoulder sling bag. It's not gonna be a giant backpack. You know, that might be like your diaper bag, or you know, like a small bag that has those things in them. You are gonna wanna have to take that out. That's not gonna fold up perfectly with that underneath the basket. So that is something that you're gonna need to take out, but everything else, like I said, in here can stay in here. So now that the stroller is folded up, I'm going to show you a couple of other things that I like to have to make traveling, the actual part of traveling, easier. So when your stroller is folded up and you're ready to go somewhere, whether it's to the airport, or even I folded up my stroller like this and brought it into restaurants and put it like under the table or off to the side, and it's so small that it is not a hindrance at all. So the first thing that I like to have is a carry strap. Now this one I purchased from the Zoe website, but you can find universal ones that you can attach, and this just makes it so much easier to just walk around with your stroller on this side. And like I said, you'll have that other bag, that other small bag. You know, if you're traveling with someone else, you know, you can each take something. But if you are by yourself, this makes it very, very easy to be by yourself, because it's very easy to carry this way with your other stroller, and you still have a hand free to hold on to a child's hand if you need to. Again, they have, you know, they could hold on to something on the stroller while you're walking, but this really, really makes things so much easier, is to have this strap on here. So if you are flying with your stroller, and now some strollers do claim to be able to put in an overhead bin on the plane. This one did claim that. When I traveled with it on the plane, I just didn't feel like it was going to be accepted once we were on the plane, especially once it was in this bag that I'm going to show you. So I just decided to gate check it, which is always an option, and it's so easy to do. But when you do have a travel stroller, you know, you have all these things that are attached to it. You know, they're lightweight, so they can easily be broken. And just to maintain the quality of your stroller, I highly recommend getting a travel bag. Now, as you can see, this one is Zoe. I purchased it separately from the website, and I'm just going to show you how easily it fits in. Okay, that's it. So now what I love about this one, and some other universal ones have this too, is that they have backpack straps. So when you're ready to board your plane, you can simply just throw this on your back and get headed straight down to the gate and be easily able to gate check this with no problem. They obviously, this is still on from last time, they just give you the same stroller tag as you would get if you just have a regular stroller with you. You just simply attach it, and this bag is so big that I can actually put more stuff in there if I wanted to. And what I love about this stroller bag is, as you can see, it folds into itself into such a small little pouch that I just throw this into my personal item while we're going through security, all the time that we're in the airport, until it's time to put the stroller into the bag to gate check it. Because if you've been to an airport with the kids, you're gonna wanna have that stroller out for as long as possible. Even if it's just to put your stuff on, you know, so you're not walking around carrying a whole bunch of stuff. You know, I know it's important to let your kids get those wiggles out before they're sitting on a plane for a long time. So you can have your kids walking and then put all of your stuff onto the stroller and just take this out when you're ready to pack it all up and bring it to the gate. So that does it for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and again, I have everything linked down below. So if you saw something that you really liked, there's an easy way for you to go ahead and get that. And using my affiliate links really helps out my channel. You can click on them and use the link with no extra cost to you. It is the same price as if you were to just go and search for it on your own, but using my link gives me a very small commission, but it does help me deliver you the best videos that I can. So thank you again for watching. Please subscribe and like this video if it helped you out in any way, and until next time.